Learning Network. And bye.
The Female Solution Global Radio TV Show invites you to an invigorating conversation with our team of hosts Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. Start your week with Monday Morning Mindfulness with Zelda Speaks. Tuesdays, Self-Cell Care with Jody Susan. Wednesdays, Repairing Broken Families with Naima Latif and co-host Kareem Hamid. Thursdays, Soulful Solutions with Dr. Debbie Green. And Fridays, Health and Wellbeing with Beata. Saturdays, tune in 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central Time. First Saturday, Success Strategies with Jana. Second Saturday, Wendy Williams Esquire on relationships. Third Saturday, Move Around with Deborah. And fourth Saturday, Wisdom with Mama D. Join us Sundays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time for Soul Purpose Healing with Beata. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to the host and be a part of the solution.
Grand Rising, and thank you so much for joining me. I'm your host, Zelda Speaks, the stressologist. Any stress in your life? Well, most of us do. Unfortunately, we don't know what to do with that stress, especially as it relates to worry. I was once a worried about everything, and I finally figured it out with some training. Yeah, I've been certified with the American Society of Training and Development, National Speakers Association, and a host of others. But none of those organizations helped me stop worrying. They just gave me validation for the public to see what credentials I have. So the credentials I have now are from life experience, and I've learned how not to worry. And you can learn how not to worry too, because it is indoctrinated in us to worry. We don't have the answers, so we think the worst is going to happen. Well, I got a solution to that. And that is the Worry Workshop. So I'm going to pull that up for you on my blog. Why do you worry when you don't have to? Go to my blog, zeldaspeaks.wordpress.com, and you can sign up right there and find out how you. And remember, sharing is caring. If you care about yourself and your loved ones, help them see their way out of a mess. Give them the gift. It makes a great birthday gift. It makes a great holiday gift. So instead of running to the store getting something that they really might not need, give them a worry-free life. Give them the gift of a worry-free existence. And thanks for sharing. Make it a great day.
The Female Solution Global Radio TV Show invites you to an invigorating conversation with our team of hosts Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. Start your week with Monday Morning Mindfulness with Zelda Speaks. Tuesdays, Self-Cell Care with Jody Susan. Wednesdays, Repairing Broken Families with Naima Latif and co-host Kareem Hamid. Thursdays, Soulful Solutions with Dr. Debbie Green. And Fridays, Health and Wellbeing with Beata. Saturdays, tune in 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central Time. First Saturday, Success Strategies with Jana. Second Saturday, Wendy Williams Esquire on relationships. Third Saturday, Move Around with Deborah. And fourth Saturday, Wisdom with Mama D. Join us Sundays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time for Soul Purpose Healing with Beata. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to the host and be a part of the solution.
Whenever and wherever you may be listening around the world. To our family in China, Ni Hao. In India, Namaste. In Japan, Konnichiwa. In Korea, Annyeonghaseyo. In Russia.
The Female Solution Global Radio TV Show invites you to an invigorating conversation with our team of hosts Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. Start your week with Monday Morning Mindfulness with Zelda Speaks. Tuesdays, Self-Cell Care with Jody Susan. Wednesdays, Repairing Broken Families with Naima Latif and co-host Kareem Hamid. Thursdays, Soulful Solutions with Dr. Debbie Green. And Fridays, Health and Well-Being with Beata. Saturdays, tune in 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central Time. First Saturday, Success Strategies with Jana. Second Saturday, Wendy Williams Esquire on relationships. Third Saturday, Move Around with Deborah. And fourth Saturday, Wisdom with Mama D. Join us Sundays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time for Soul Purpose Healing with Beata. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to the host and be a part of the solution.
Mindful conversations on higher learning with Zelda Speaks. Your Monday morning mindfulness session on Blog Talk Radio. Mondays, 7:30 until 9 a.m. Be sure to send your ideas, thoughts, comments, and suggestions. Also, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, visit ZeldaSpeaks.com and send us your info. We'd love to have you experience mindfulness moments with the mindfulness coach. And thanks for sharing the mindfulness moments with us today. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned to the next session of mindfulness on higher learning with Zelda Speaks. Make it a mindful day. Thanks for listening.
Grand Rising. And thank you so much for joining me this morning on the Female Solution and Higher Learning Network TV show. It is Monday morning, July 16th. It's here, and summer's almost gone already. What are we going to do? Well, we're just going to enjoy the heat while we can. We are just glad to be here. Welcome to Monday Morning Mindfulness. We're just here to start your week off with the mindfulness stress relief session coming up at 7:30. So be sure, 7:15. So be sure and join us. Happy Earth Day, birthday, born day. If today's your birthday, if you're celebrating times around the sun, then we're celebrating it with you. So thank you so much for joining us this morning. Let us always keep in mind the sick and the shut-in, the incarcerated and the non-believers. And let's keep a lookout for our seniors because many don't have air. And sometimes they're afraid to open windows. So you just might want to check on a neighbor if you have one. That is a senior. So be sure and check on that. Today's topic. Yes. Are you woke? Because if you're woke, you'll never be broke. Only broke if you sleep. Well, they don't teach us much in school these days. So we have to learn things the hard way. And life sometimes will take you in places you don't want to be, keep you there longer than you want to be there. That's not the story today because I've got a guest. Her name is Tracy Brooks, and she's an entrepreneur. And she's going to tell us all about it, how to stay out of the broke lane, okay, and get in the woke lane. Alrighty, today's topic, that's it, and we hope that you'll be celebrating with us. But yesterday, how was your weekend? What'd you do? We celebrated. I celebrated. We celebrated 6 decades of dance with the Blackburn dancers. It was at the Grand Ballroom, 6351 South Cottage. And baby, it was nice. It was yesterday. Darlene Blackburn has been dancing for 81 years. She's 81 years old. She came out the womb dancing. But anyway, this is the book from the event. And there's just, I love it. It's chronological. And it shows all the years that she was dancing. I mean, from the 60s to now. And of course, I'm trying to find the ad. I had it marked. Don't know what I did with it, but it's in here somewhere. I'll find it later. But it just shows 25. It goes all the way back to the was it the 60s? I believe it was the 60s. Yeah, 61, 62. Actually 63, 64. Can you see that? Yeah, awesome booklet, and I'm glad to be able to have this to share. See, because this is like a little mini history book, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I got to get Darlene on the show if she's got time for us, because it was a madhouse yesterday. But if you go and look at our YouTube and not YouTube, but it's on our Facebook page. It's in here somewhere. Why you can't even find nothing when you're looking for it? I just had my hand on it. Oh well, I'll find it and show it to you later. But there it is. Celebrating Africa to America. Curtis Roofing, one of our skate buddies. Curtis Roofing, he's in there. So we put ads in the book. And as you can see, there's the radio show for the Female Solution, Highland TV show. It was just a celebration. All the dancers too. My girl Val, Cersei Cox, and Valerie Tyler invited me out. Oh yeah, it was the bomb. Oh, we had such a good time. Old school dancing. Oh, and the dancers. Oh my God, the dancers. Go to my YouTube page. Go to our Facebook page, Higher Learning TV show. And I want to show you just a little bit because it was just special. What can I tell you? So I want to share that with you because I love the fact that we are giving her her flowers before she leaves this planet. Because most of us don't give, well, I shouldn't say that. Not most of us, but many of us don't give people their flowers while they're living. And I'm trying to scroll down just so you can see it. That was Viata's show last night on sex and drugs and alcohol. And there's just so much on my page. I'm slowly but surely, excuse me. Why do I not see anything? Okay, there you go. There's Val. There she is. She got this is former dancer with Blackburn. Blackburn. Lord have mercy. I'm still asleep. Blackburn Dancers. That's Val showing her award. Congratulations, Val. Valerie Cersei Cock. Looking how pretty. And there she is. There's more. Oh, Lord, let me show you the dancing. Oh, God. We just had so much. I didn't think it. There's my girl, Fifi. There's Phyllis at the top, and there's Carol at the bottom. If you scroll down, you see it. We had a whole lot of fun. What a way to work up the fun. I just love that. Yeah, baby. This is doing it. Oh, yeah, good time. Yeah, but anyway, you can go to my YouTube page. Dynamite Sisters. Dynamite Sisters. I was like, wow. I had so much fun. So go and check it out. It's on our Facebook channel, Higher Learning TV show. Darlene Blackburn. I even got a picture with her, but I wanted to show you the. Oh, there she is right there. That's the lady of the hour. And she comes out.
I know a lot of other dancers of mine are out in the audience, but this is the planning committee. They're now just they are also our sponsors. And this is such a wonderful thing of all of you coming being our sponsors also. Because it's time for us to support ourselves. Amen. I personally wanted to be here at the Grand Ball. I had some good times here at the Grand Ball. So again, it's up to us to renovate the Grand Ball. It's up to us. Amen. I would like to thank my drummer. Thank you so much. And some of these drummers have been with me since 1963. And we are still here.
show you that, but you can go back and see that in yourself. I don't want to take up too much of your time this morning, but you just go back and see that, and you'll be glad you did. That was a wonderful celebration, and thank you, Val and Cersei Cox, for inviting me to participate in it. That was really lovely. I really appreciate that. I usually don't do anything on Sundays. I'm usually, preparing for the show on Monday, so I'm chilling. I am so glad I went. So thank you, and thank you for watching, and I hope you will enjoy it. And that is your Monday morning celebration of the Darlene Blackburn dancers, celebrating 6 decades, 61 years, and she's 81. How about that? So congratulations, my sister. Honored to be a part of your celebration. Okay, it is, if you're listening online, you can join us on our Facebook and YouTube channel, Higher Learning TV Show. And be sure and set your DVRs for Sundays at midnight on Channel 19 to watch us over 24/7 on the World Wide Web at Higher Learning TV Show. If you are headed out and about today, you do want to take some time to take care of yourself. Allow a little extra time because it is crazy outside. Traffic and Weather is sponsored by Karen Kelly of itex.com. If you are a business owner or an entrepreneur in need of services or products or supplies or anything, we bought a car, camera equipment, everything. Just go to itex.com and use the promo code ZELDA, Z-E-L-D-A, so that you can get $100 immediately to go shopping. And you can't get that if you don't go use the promo code ZELDA. All right, just wanted to share that with you. But as we take a look at the traffic, if you are headed out and about this morning, be aware. Also a air quality alert today. If you have respiratory issues, you might not want to go outside today. The air is not very good. And on Sunday, I don't know what that is, 88 today. 82 today, 88 Wednesday. 66 by noon, 61 tonight, clearing skies and less smoke. So if you have any breathing issues, you might want to avoid being outside today. On CTA and Metro, there are no reported delays. Inbound, it is a hot mess if you're trying to get from the suburbs to Chicago. On the Kennedy, it's 50 minutes inbound, almost an hour there. Near Division, the first traffic alert is to Ohio, from Division to Ohio. 2 left lanes closed during construction, so expect delays. And inbound on the Kennedy is 48 minutes in, 22 out. It slows down at Canfield, and then again, it's heavy from Lawrence to the Loop. As we take a look at the Edens inbound, it's inbound 41, outbound 31. On the Eisenhower, that's a whole other story. It's 51 in, 24 out. Heavy traffic. Do not use the Dearborn Bridge once you're in downtown. It will not work for you. Use State Street instead. As we take a look at the Stevenson, 38 in and 29 out. On the Dan Ryan, it is slow 35th. At 43rd to 43rd to Chinatown, it's slow, so expect delays. Inbound 23, 19 on the reverse. On the Bishop Ford, inbound 11, 10. And on DuSable Lakeshore Drive, it's 11 minutes in and 9 minutes out. That is your traffic and weather, sponsored by Karen Kelly of itex.com. And if you are serious about making a difference in the quality of your life, you have tuned in to the right show this morning. Thank you so much for being a part of our Monday morning mindfulness. Be sure and share this show while you are watching, as I share with you this morning the message of inspiration from Mike House. And it says, why start your day with prayer? What may happen if you don't start your day with prayer? How about the drive to work? Was the drive smooth and uneventful, or full of traffic challenges? Throughout the day, Were there constant situations popping up that threw you off your stride? Did the people you encounter require you to ask yourself, so what's going on? When you start your day with a prayer of thanksgiving for the experience of a new day, it becomes easy to plan your day. Prayer gives you the opportunity to determine that all of your interactions will be with others will be patient, loving, and kind. The key is you must be willing to take the time and pray. Do not be in such a hurry that you neglect you. Let me say that again. Do not be in such a hurry that you neglect you. Try it. If you are not doing it, and if you are already doing it, be intentional and continue the process. I will pray with spirit and I will pray with understanding. And that is from Corinthians 14 and 15 from the King James Version. And that is from Mike House. And that is your Monday morning mindfulness. And now it's time for your Monday morning mindfulness meditation. So thank you very much for getting ready to experience this. This is your experience. This is not mine, because I do this on my own time. And, right after the show, sometimes before the show, but definitely right after the show, and first thing in the morning, last thing at night. Last thing at night, Tuesday? Yeah, because you want to plant the seeds for the next day. That's why you do meditation at night, too. Mm-hmm. So just like Mike's house prayer just said, spend some time on you. So when other people come in your space and try to knock you off of your space, you're centered. So whatever they do, don't even phase you. Just look at them like, oh, okay, all right, oh, really, oh, okay, all right. And you'll not be bothered. And they'll look at you like, what's up with her? I'm just giving her the blues and she ain't rocking with me. That's because she took a little time and did a little deep breathing this morning, so they can't throw you off. So that's all we're doing. And this experience is to help you center yourselves in times of chaos and confusion. Because when somebody come up in your face and they all up in your face, all firing and everything, you have a tendency to, what they call it, clap back. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I'm not up on the latest terminology. Kids will keep me posted. But it's important that we take this time to do what we need to do for ourselves before we face the day. Dr. Maya Angelou, the late poet, director, phenomenal woman, says, before you face the day, face God. That is, face the spirit that is within you that keeps you cool, calm, and collected in times of chaos and confusion. So are you ready? All ready. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. And all you have to do is breathe, but you have to pay attention to the power of the breath, because this rest and relaxation thing, this is what gets you going. All right. So we're simply going to breathe in and breathe out. It's just that simple, but you got to take deep breaths. Are you ready? All right, let's go. We're going to breathe in through the nose. Hold it. And then exhale through the mouth. And if you want to, you can say, anything just to release some of that tension from your body. Are you ready? Let's go. Inhale deeply. Bring those hands over your head. Raise them in the air. And bring them back down. Oh, yeah, that feels good. Let's move this body. Wake it up. Because it's been asleep all night. Rotate those shoulders backwards and forwards. Yeah, just a little movement. That's all. Body in motion stays in motion. Breathe in. Hold it. And exhale. Oh. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale. Oh. And from time to time, keep breathing. You don't have to stay in breath with me. Just keep breathing. And from time to time, you will hear this sound. And that is simply a reminder to keep breathing and to focus on the breath. The breath in the chest and the diaphragm. When you breathe in, all of this should expand. And when you breathe out, it should go back in. Okay, continue breathing in. Giving thanks for the power of the breath as we breathe out. We breathe in. We give thanks that we are always at the right time, at the right place, doing the right thing as we meditate to activate. We give thanks for the power of the breath as it is moving through our nostrils into the rest of our body. And we give thanks. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale. And you should not be looking at me, but the inside of your eyelids. As we breathe in. Hold it. And exhale. Giving thanks for the power of the breath as we take one long, deep inhale, bringing the power of the breath up through the top of the head, the chakras, as we breathe in. And as we breathe out, the energy of the breath moves down through the face and the forehead, lands on the shoulders as we rotate those shoulders and blow it out. Breathe in. And as we breathe out, sending the power of the breath down through the solar plexus and the sides and the chest. As we continue to breathe in and breathing out. And as we breathe out, sending more love, light, and energy down through the legs and the thighs and the knees. Rub on whatever part of your body is calling your attention. It's my knees, so I'm giving them love, light, and energy as I continue to breathe in. And as I breathe out, sending more love, light, and energy down through the legs and the ankles and the arches and the top and the bottom of the feet and the heels. As we wiggle those toes, sending more love, light, and energy back up through the feet as we breathe in. More love, light, and energy coming back through the legs and the hips and the thighs and the back and the buttock as you continue to breathe in and breathe out. Moving from side to side, giving thanks for the power of the breath. Because somebody somewhere cannot breathe on their own. They may have respiratory issues like don't go outside today. No, stay in if you can. City of Chicago is on a air traffic alert. So enjoy breathing in today. Inhale deeply. Bringing the body of air back up through the chest and the solar plexus and the arms as we stretch and as we exhale. As we breathe in and as we breathe out. As we breathe in and as we breathe out. Rotate those shoulders. Loosen up that body. Get that mucus that's stuck everywhere in the body. Have that mucus move because we don't need it. Dr. Sebi says the only disease in the world is mucus because it's in us. That's why you see me drinking this hot tea first thing in the morning. To get it moving and some water with some lemon in it. As we breathe in. And as we exhale, take one long, last deep inhale deeply. Bringing the power of the breath up through the top of the head. And as we exhale, bring the head forward, chin to chest. And slowly rotate the head to the left. And slowly bring it around to the back. Slow down. I want you to feel that stretch in the neck. Yeah, I feel that. Bring it around to the right. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Head up. Inhale. And bring your head back down. Chin to chest. And slowly rotate that head to the right. Slowly, slowly. Slowly rotate that head to the around to the back and over to the left. Oh, yeah, that feels good. Around to the front. Head up. Inhale deeply. And turn your head to the right as far as you possibly can, feeling a stretch in the left side of the neck. That felt good. Inhale deeply. Turning your head to the right. Feeling a stretch in turning your head to the left and feeling a stretch in the right side of the neck. Oh, yeah, that feels good, doesn't it? Bring it back. Inhale once more. Bring those arms up. And exhale. Turn around. Twist if you can. Yeah, twist that body. And exhale. Once more. Inhale deeply. And turn that body around and twist it. And twist it. And back. My husband Tony has a cousin called, he calls her twist body. I can't, Donna, that's her name. He calls her twist body. Long story. Anyway, are you still breathing? I certainly hope so. Inhale deeply. And exhale. And just sit with that breath for just a moment, giving thanks for the power of meditation. What does your body feel like right about now? Does it feel good? Does it feel relaxed? I certainly hope so, because this is what you can do in times of chaos and confusion when you are being attacked mentally, physically, or emotionally. You can meditate to activate. And that's what we do here on the Female Solution and the Higher Learning Network t-shirt. We meditate to activate. And we inhale affirmations and exhale negative self-talk. Because there's always something that voice in the back of your mind telling you what you can and cannot do. That is so untrue. That's why you have to reaffirm the voices in your head and tell your head what to think, not let your mind run you crazy. And that's why you inhale love and exhale fear. And I want to thank you for being a part of Monday Morning Mindfulness Meditation, because without you, there's no reason for me to do the Monday Morning Mindfulness. And so I thank you for that. And if you would like to get one of the t-shirts, they're available on our website, higherlearningnetwork.org. And we accept Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, and all that good stuff. So you can go to higherlearningnetwork.org. All of that information is there. So thank you so very much for Monday Morning Mindfulness, for joining me for a Monday Morning Mindfulness. If you enjoyed this show, I ask that you send this, forward it to someone else who can benefit from it. It is 7:31. It is time for our first break of the day. And when we come back, we will have a lovely young lady with us, Brooks, who will be telling us, sharing with us, if you woke, you'll never be broke. So send somebody a text while we have our first commercial break. But before we do that, let me remind you that the Global Virtual Teen Talent Contest is coming up. It's every last Saturday of the month. July 29th is the next one. And if you have teens 20, if you got teen 20, if you have teens in your family or community who have, who are 13 and 19, who can sing, dance, act, choreography, any of the arts, if they can do any of that, have them to send in their 60-second demo to hlntvshow@gmail.com, and they can participate, because we can criticize our children all we want, but until we begin to show them love, things will not change. So let us remember to show them love. So that's what we're doing here on the Higher Learning Network, is to show them love, and we hope that you will do the same. So send that 1-minute demo to hlntvshow@gmail.com. And it has to be not a MOV file. It has to be a YouTube channel. So if you don't have a YouTube channel, they are absolutely free of charge. All you have to do is go there and sign up, and it's free. Okay. So just wanted to share that with you. And it is time for our first commercial, and we will be right back. How are you feeling today? Do you worry about things? What do you worry about? Money, relationships, jobs, your children? Probably all of those, right? Well, we haven't been taught the skill of silencing those voices and a plan on how to do that. All you have to do is Sign up. You're only one click away from the Worry Workshop. Just go to my blog, zeldaspeaks.wordpress.com. You'll be glad you did. Thank me later. Peace.
Do you want to live in a world without war? Join our global peace movement. Have you called to world peace and restoration of life, transcend culture, religion, ideology, and other boundaries to achieve peaceful harmony in the global society? HWPL is committed to bringing world peace and cessation of war through peaceful dialogue between religious groups. I am Director Shinsu Kim of the HWPL Chicago branch of North America. Join us for our next gathering. Call 773-580-1501 and be a part of the movement for world peace. Email us at chicagohwpl@gmail.com.
Oh man, that's something must be Sunfield today. This sunlight is really expensive, especially during the season. I'll probably have to work overtime to pay it.
Well, you better pay it on time. We don't want the sun to go out and we're sitting up here all day in the dark. Wouldn't it be terrible if God charged us for sunlight? Well, thank God, the light and heat from the sun is free. So why are we paying such high bills for the energy we use in our homes? Because we don't know how to use solar energy, the free energy from the sun. You can convert your regular home to a solar energy home and save tremendously on your electric bill. Take a look at your electric bill. Wouldn't you like to reduce or possibly even eliminate that cost altogether? Let one of our solar consultants show you how. Call today, 312-849-3456. And schedule a free consultation. That's 312-849-3456. I'm Beata, your holistic life coach. These days, it's more important than ever to work on your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. Are you consciously breathing deeply in stressful moments? Do you have a plan or daily routine to maintain balance in your awesome body? Are you struggling to be disciplined in your eating habits? When you partner with me, I'll help you develop a personalized health plan that works for your particular lifestyle. You can find out more about me at yourholisticlifecoach.com, where you can also review my 3-step protocol to guide you to abundant health. That's yourholisticlifecoach.com, and I'm Beata. Hi, this is Jared Alexander. And I'm Naima. These people like you who are making a positive difference in the world. Watch us every day on the media connection at www.youtube.com/themediaconnection.tv. There are people who choose to make a positive difference in the world. Our job is to bring you their stories to motivate you to do the same. Join us each week, host John Alexander and Naima Latif, as we bring you the educators, entertainers, elected officials, religious leaders, and community activists whose works are transforming this world. Find out how you can make a difference too. Be inspired. Watch the Media Connection. Mondays at 5 p.m. and Tuesdays at 12 on cable TV, Channel 9 in Chicago. And other cities, check your local cable business.
Do you worry about finances, family, health, job, relationships? Are you in panic? Do you feel stuck? If you answer yes to any of these questions, help is available. Don't worry, you're not alone. It's part of the human process. You only feel this way because you haven't mastered the voices in your head. No hype, with down-to-earth, solid, workable tools and techniques that you can practice today. It's really food for the soul. Whether you want to learn how not to worry about anything, the word type you got, publish a book, promote your product or service, or just make extra money. Take advantage of the deal of the day. Go to zeldaspix.com or call 212-409-6619. Mention promo code The Female Solution and get free shipping. That's zeldaspix.com or 312-409-6619. Stop worrying today. Visit zeldaspix.com. Grand Rising, and thank you for joining us back here on The Female Solution. I'm your host, Zelda Speaks. Welcome to Monday Morning Mindfulness. Today's topic is when you are woke, you will never be broke. And I am about to bring on board with us. She's driving in the car now, but she's still here with us. Tracy Brooks, welcome to the Higher Learning Network TV show on The Female Solution. Grand Rising, my sister. On the move.
Good morning. Hi, Zelda. How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I'm a little hoarse this morning from all the screaming, but I'm good. I can still talk. Where you headed to this morning, sis?
I am headed to Oak Brook, Illinois. That's where my office is located. I'll be there just in a few moments.
Oh, okay. So I just gave the traffic for headed out to near O'Hare, out that way. So you are our reporter this morning, so you can tell us what's really going on, because the weather report the traffic report that I gave this morning said that Kennedy was jam-packed.
Oh, well, 355 isn't too bad. I'm on. Yeah, it's not where I am. It's not really bad at all. The south suburbs and the western expressways are pretty clear.
Oh, good.
So yeah, it's not bad at all.
Yeah, I guess that's just people just trying to get to the loop. You're going in the absolute opposite direction. So, as the children say, you good to go.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much for joining us here this morning on Monday Morning Mindfulness. I just want to tell our audience just a little bit about you before we get started. I did not know, Tracy, that you played the character Candy in the 1990s television drama series, The Awakening, that won 2 Emmys and a Stellar Award.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. You've also been a principal for 10 years. Oh, my goodness. At a pre-K through 12th in 12th grade in Christian school, a life coach through John C. Maxwell's team. You have 2 master's degrees. Girl, you've been busy. 2 master's degrees and went through a doctoral program at NLU. You've been married for 20 years, girl. My head goes off to you on that one. Divorced, remarried, caregiver for a family of 3 members. Oh, my goodness. My mother, my husband, and my brother. You have 2 amazing grown children who have made you very proud to be their mom. And your brother, also special needs, has taught you so much about how to love people unconditionally. I love that. See, people look at people who have special needs and they see something wrong with them. No, there's something wrong with them. They have a gift. There's something wrong with our thinking to think that in the first place. I digress. Currently, you're celebrating over 5 years in the life insurance business industry, and you are bridging the gap between kingdom building and the marketplace. So it is important for you to share the gospel through drama to increase one's quality of life spiritually. Being an entrepreneur in the life of the insurance industry can potentially increase one's quality of life, both physically and financially, for those who come into this business as a career and get licensed as an agent. Tracy says, my ultimate goal is to build a massive team so that you can develop a docu-series, podcast, and movies about the importance of insurance. Wonderful. Because we don't know that. And we always doing, what do you call them? GoFundMe pages. Why? Because families and communities that have been overlooked and underserved need to know the rules of the money game. Say that, Tracy, of the money game, because it's all a game, baby. So that it can, if applied, give them financial freedom and a better quality of life now and for generations to come. I love that. For generations to come. Because this world that we live in plans 20 years, minimum 20 years ahead, usually about 30, 40, 50 years, but at least 20 years ahead. So we need to be in that mindset too. How did you to get that mindset to be able to share that with others? How did that develop?
Well, how did I get the mindset? Well, experience, as you well know, Velda. You know, life is, when life gives you lemons, then you know what the rest of the story is. You make lemonade.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, so because of that, you have to do first of all, I had to learn to be in the right mind space by being around people that are going to develop me. Yeah. You know what I found out in life, Zelda, is the direction of your life is based on three things: the conferences you attend, the books you read, and the people that you hang around with. So I knew that I had to level up and be around people that are doing where I want to go. Okay. And that's what I've been doing for the last 5 years, and I'm so grateful to God for that.
Oh, I am so grateful that you paid attention, because not everyone pays attention when the messages come through. That's what that breathing is all about. That's what that breathing experience is all about. So you can get quiet and listen. And I applaud you for that, because lots of times we're just afraid to step out, afraid of what other people might say, what other people might think. But you hit the nail on the head. When you have to level up, you have to be concerned with the type of conferences you attend, the type of books you read, and the type of people that you associate yourself with. So thank you very much for sharing that. She took off her glasses. We're in trouble now.
So I can see.
That is so funny you say that. I do that all the time when I'm on the computer and I take my glasses. Look, I'm like, why you got glasses on if you're gonna take them off and look? I said, well, you're not nearsighted, so you wouldn't understand. So
right.
I completely understand. Yeah, it saddens me, Tracy, to see so many GoFundMe pages. You know, we wait until the very last minute to try to do something when you could have very easily prepared for it to avoid what you're experiencing now.
Absolutely. So, you know, I'm finding out even now, even still, so many people are hurting, and we don't really know what we have access to. You know, for example, you ever, needed some money and you found out when you finally got your jeans out the dryer that you had $20 in your back pocket all the time? Right, it was already there. So a lot of times we just need people to guide us and to direct us to what we already have access to.
I like that.
Does that make sense?
Yes. We've all done that. Cleaned out a closet or a purse.
Come on.
Find some extra money. It's like, instead of going shopping with that money, put that money into a 20-year venture, 10-year venture.
That's what I'm saying.
Just don't spend it today, because there's, people. I don't know if you remember Reverend Ike.
Yes, I do.
Reverend Ike said one thing. I don't care what they say about him. The man was on point. He said, most of us spend money. We don't invest it.
That's right.
There's a difference between spending and investing.
Absolutely.
At some point, we've got to begin to invest in ourselves, and not with what we adorn ourselves. We already know we're kings, queens, and princes. We already know that. We don't have to continue to adorn ourselves, because wealth is an inside job.
That's right. My background has been in education for over 30 years, Zelda. And when this opportunity came, just dropped in my lap pretty much. And when I found out that we just lead by educating people, it was a no-brainer. Because we don't know what we don't know.
Right.
you know. So when things are enlightened to us, and that makes sense, then, you know, that's why for me I was able to jump on this opportunity because it made sense. When we can understand now how we can learn how to protect what we already have, how we can learn how to save and learn how to grow our money. You know, this is what what the others have been doing for generations.
Yes.
You know, this is what the wealthy have been doing. Your
Yes.
Rockefellers, what
Yes.
they invest their money in life insurance products. They don't put their money in banks. And I'll tell you why, because it doesn't grow. You know,
Right.
yeah, they put their money in banks before we put our money in banks because it's safe.
Right.
At least FDIC insured up to $250,000.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want it to grow, then
Right.
there are other vehicles that will help it to grow. And that's in the life insurance industry. And that's where things are tax-free. You have tax advantages when you invest your money in life insurance vehicles. And because, let me ask you a question. When you hear the word life insurance, what's the first thing you think about?
Death.
Exactly. So why wasn't it called death insurance?
Yeah, good question. I don't know. Please enlighten me.
Right. Because it's for while you're living. It's to put your kids through college. It's for your business. It's to keep you in your home, especially during a crisis. It's for everything. To keep food on the table. It's to help you stay ahead of inflation. You know, so it's for everything. This is your financial home. That's what the life insurance industry is for. Once we understand how it works and how it works to your advantage. But many of us, we don't know.
No, and education is key, because when you don't know what you don't know, you're harming yourself, and you don't even know that you're harming yourself.
Absolutely.
And this is generational. I mean, we see it every day.
That's right.
Great grandma had nothing. Grandma had nothing. Mom in the same place. Her daughters, her kids. I mean, just right on down the line. We're out here just shopping and having a good time. And the designers are laughing at us and all the way to the bank and back.
Yes.
So how do we get young people, especially young people, to see that? But just to get anyone of our age, how do we get them into that mindset?
Well, I'll tell you, you know, the company that I help run is filled with young people. The average age is 30. So we have a lot of 20s and 30-somethings coast to coast. We're in 49 states, including Puerto Rico.
Really?
And they are running circles around our age group. And having fun doing it. Because you know why? Because we make the life insurance industry sexy. Nobody wakes up and says, I think I want to go into life insurance. No. Why? Because it's shown from generations as boring. That's what it's been portrayed as. However, we've made it sexy. Because now the industry that I help run is called People Helping People, PHP Agency.
Okay.
We're multicultural. And, you know, we always got a flair for anything we do. We just bring the swag.
Yes, we do. Yes,
right?
Yes,
but more importantly, it's still about helping families. You know? Because, face it, Zelda, you can reach people that I can't reach because they're in your sphere of influence. Right?
Okay.
So we just basically take the information from the carriers and we bring it to the people that need it the most, and people that look like me and you and everything in between. You know, so middle America are the ones that are having the hardest time. So when we can, I'm sorry?
Who's having the hardest time?
Middle America.
Oh, okay.
That
would be pretty much all of America.
Exactly.
Because we don't even count them. They're good.
Right. So when we can have people that look like me and you can reach people that are in our sphere of influence, and you're able to relate to people that know you, and you're able to share information, then it's a no-brainer, because you are helping others to to understand how they can actually live an abundant life. Because let me break it down. This industry is a $63 trillion industry. 63 trillion and growing. If you think about it, everything runs on insurance. Your cell phone, you can't get a phone without having it insured. Right? You can't get into an apartment or a home without having homeowners insurance, renters insurance. Right? You can't have an automobile without having automobile insurance.
Wow.
You can't even put your own money in the bank without the bank insuring your money, FDIC. So why is it that 39% of America and more are not insuring their own life?
They don't know the value.
Exactly.
They don't know the value.
They don't know the value. So
How do you get one to see the value?
I'm sorry?
How do you get one to see the value?
Well, number one is having value, knowing it for yourself, and then sharing it with people that you love and care about. Let me give you a case in point. When my mom went home to be with the Lord a couple of years ago in 2021, when I came into this industry, before coming into this industry, yes, we had outside insurance. However, I didn't know certain things about living benefits. I didn't know certain things about, what it can do. So while my mom was still living, she had some CDs just sitting there. They had already matured. So we rolled them over to what's called an index annuity. I didn't know what that was before coming into the industry.
Oh, yeah, annuity. I'm so glad you say that, because that's a big word in our community. Yeah, we're going to get to that.
That's right.
Yes.
So I found out that rolling it over to this type of vehicle, which gave her the upside of the market without the losses, and it grew by 8%.
8%?
And 8%. So it was amazing to see that. So 5 years later, when she finally passed away, we were able just to write out a check. And that way we could grieve without being financially burdened. We didn't have to ask the church or ask family members to go to GoFundMe because of the growth in the indexed annuity.
Indexed annuity. Are there different kinds of annuities?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You have the fixed, which is very conservative. And most people, are familiar with, a fixed annuity. A lot of times, or even just a fixed account. A lot of businesses and your jobs, they will have the next one, which is called a variable.
A variable.
So you have a fixed annuity, you have variable annuities, and then you have the indexed annuity.
Oh,
so
wow.
Yeah,
There's 3 different ones.
In fact,
go ahead.
Did you know that there are only 3 different ways that money can grow?
No. What are they?
As I just mentioned, it can grow fixed.
Okay.
So it can grow in a fixed way. Fixed, even when it comes to, just your money in general, there are 3 ways. The first way is the fixed way. For example, that's in a bank, because you don't get a lot of growth there, but it's fixed. Okay. This is your checking account, your savings account, your money market, things like that. It's fixed. It's not going anywhere.
Okay.
Right. And I kind of like to use an analogy, if you wouldn't mind me using this analogy, especially since I've been a teacher for most of my life. Let me ask you a question. How many people grew up in your house? Under one roof.
My sister and brothers were gone, so I'm just going to say 3 of us.
Okay. Yeah. So is it fair to say that in your house your mama or guardian said, what goes on in this house, what?
Stays in this house.
Stays in this house, right?
You don't go out there telling all your business. That ain't what we do.
Right. And believe it or not, that's the same thing when it comes to money. So what goes on in the fixed house stays in a fixed house. In other words, just like in your house, everybody had different personalities, right? Different characteristics. Well, in a fixed house, this is, again, your checking account, your savings account. In this house, it's like Mama says, all right, everybody in this house, we're going to be safe, but we're just not going to grow. We're going to be safe, you know? And we all have different personalities, right? Your checking account is different than your savings account, right? That's different than your money market, right? They all have different characteristics, but in that house, it's fixed. It's safe, but it's not going to grow. Now, there's another way that money grows, and that's your variable house. Okay. In the variable house, it's like Mama says, all right, y'all, in this house, we're going to grow, but we're not going to be too safe. We're going to be a little risky, but we're going to grow.
Now, which one is variable?
Variable, right. So in this house,
you see, I got my pen. I'm taking notes.
Okay, sure. Mm-hmm. So in a variable house, this is like your 401k. Your 403b, right? Your 457s, you know, TSPs, all of those, even real estate. So this is the house that looks like a bad EKG that goes up and down, up and down, up and down with the market. But you get the gains, right? It grows, but guess what? You also get the losses. You're also going to lose. So and most of, 90% of America that's working, they have one of these, they have something like that, their retirement plans. They have a 401k or 403b if you're a teacher or a non-for-profit, right? Many times people don't even look at their statements anymore because...
No, they don't.
Right. Sometimes people are just scared because they know that they've been losing, especially when the economy gets crazy.
Right.
But that's the variable house. You go up and then you go down. You go up and then you go down. You get the gains, but you also get the losses.
Okay.
Right? But then the third house, Zelda, is where many people are not familiar with. And this is what changed my life.
Okay.
And that's the index.
Okay.
And in the index, when the market goes up, your money goes up. But when the market goes down, Zelda, your money flatlines. And you don't lose a dime. And that's the index, exactly. And it grows. And now you don't get 100% of the gains, but you get between 65 and 85%. Warren Buffett once said, there's two rules of money. The first rule is don't lose money. The second rule is go back to the first rule. Don't lose money.
Okay, I like that.
That's right. So that's the index. And, when I found out about that, I was like, whoo-hoo, because it grows. Goes with the market. So if we're at 8%, that's where it grows by. If it's 8.5, then hey, it's such a blessing because you're gaining and you're not losing.
Now I have to ask you the question. I want you to think about this. We got to take our next commercial break. When we come back, I want to talk about how is it like you talked about your mom. She's an elderly lady. She's a senior citizen, right? Was a senior citizen. So she only had a policy for 5 years. Some people. Well, in our community, we have a tendency to think you got to have a policy 10, 20 years in order to benefit from it. So I want to talk about that when we come back, how your mom was it the index for 5 years?
Well, we rolled it over. She had CDs for many, many years.
Okay.
Right. But, back in the 70s, you were able to get the compound interest. But, since the last 20, 30 years, nothing.
That's not happening.
Right. Okay, so we were able to roll that over. Mm-hmm.
Okay, but I want to talk about that more in depth when we come back because a lot of people don't even know what that over means. All right, so it's 8:03. We are here on the Female Solution and the Higher Learning Network TV show. When you're woke, You will never be broke. And my guest is Tracy Brooks, entrepreneur, businesswoman. I mean, just phenomenal woman with all this information. Thank you so much. Please stay with us, and we will be right back. So don't go anywhere. I promise you.
Monday morning, a struggle to get out of bed into the swing of things. Well, don't worry, you are not alone. Join us for thought-provoking, stimulating, and mindful conversations on how to learn with relevant tools. We're a Monday morning mindfulness session on Blog Talk Radio. 7:30 to 9 a.m. Be sure to tune in to all these thoughts, conversations.
Can you get my bag?
Do you have a product or service? Take your business global and get new customers from around the world. Advertise on the Female Solutions radio show. You may have a good product. You may even have a fantastic website. But how do you let people know you?
Robinson.
Promote your business on one of the most dynamic shows
I'm going to go in here and sit down.
The Female Solutions. You'll reach an enthusiastic audience of more than 100,000 loyal daily listeners with a specially designed 30-second ad that will drive customers directly to your website. Basic statistics and track by Blog Talk Radio to let you know the numbers and demographics of those hearing your advertisement. Your ad will run during the live 2-hour morning show from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, and it will be heard all day long by listeners who listen to the archived show. You will reach our worldwide audience on their laptops, iPods, iPads, and cell phones. Watch the orders for your product or service increase. Go to our website, www.naimalatif.com. That's www.naimalatif.com, and click on the radio advertising page. Send us your create a 30-second radio ad and watch your business increase worldwide. What if you could live to be 120 years old and remain active, healthy, alert, and vibrant? Our bodies are made up of cells that are constantly rejuvenating. So if we take proper care of ourselves, we can literally defy aging. Join us every Tuesday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time to learn about self-care from Susan Essentials on the Female Solutions Blog Talk Radio Show. Learn how to help your body and your cells feel rejuvenated each day through proper nutrition, sleep, frequency medicine, and many unconventional methods of self-care. I'm Jody Susan. Join me and my amazing guests by calling at 51605-9325 and want to speak. We'll help you achieve a breakthrough in your health today.
Grand Rising, and thank you for joining us back here on the Female Solution on the Higher Learning Network TV show, which airs Tuesdays at 6, Wednesdays at 1 on Channel 19, and 24/7 on our social media channel, Facebook and YouTube, Higher Learning TV show. I pulled up my blog here just so you can see it, zeldaspeaks.wordpress.com. You'll see today's show on there. When you are woke, you will never be broke. And I wrote a little article on there. And there's other articles that I've written. This one really, it touched me in a way I had to comment on it. Black people have been stereotyped as lazy ever since they stopped working for free. That caught my eye. So I had to comment on that. And I just wrote an article on there, tired of picking cotton, because people don't believe me when I tell them, but I pick cotton. So I know what that's like. And just a bunch of other articles. So when in your spare time, go and check it out. You'll be glad you did. And I will definitely always be posting, sharing the information that is shared with me here on the Female Solution by our guest, and like the information that she's sharing with us this morning. If you didn't catch any of it, it'll be on my blog, Zelda Speaks. And grand rising to you if you just joined us. That is Jody Susan from Susan Essentials, my sister of the microphone. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Jody. She is down there in Georgia, where it's nice and hot. And it's nice and hot here today too, but I'm just very grateful it is not, even though we do have an air quality issue. Did you experience any of that going out to Oak Brook this morning? You did?
Well, I'm in the car, but I know the air quality isn't the greatest today. We're in the Chicagoland area.
Right.
So it's not the greatest, but it is what it is.
Right.
In Chicago.
And at least we can breathe, right?
Right.
Okay, so let's get back to the subject here on Monday Morning Mindfulness. In case you just joined us, and you want to ask her questions, please call in at 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak. Tracy will answer any of your questions, but I'm going to go back to that first question because some of our listeners, many of our listeners are young and seasoned. I don't say old anymore. Young and seasoned. I'll have we all have breath, we all have a heart, and we want to breathe and keep breathing. But when you get to a certain age in life, like your mom, and you rolled all that over, or for someone who doesn't have CDs and that need to roll over, how is it possible that just say you're 65? Is that a good time for you to get an annuity, whether it's fixed, variable, or index? And thank you so much for explaining that, because I had no idea.
Sure, no problem. So there's two different areas. There's the life insurance piece, and then there's the annuity piece. Those are two different entities.
Okay,
life insurance, where you can have the indexed. In a life insurance, it's called an IUL, an indexed universal life, which is a life insurance product. And we pretty much buy life insurance with your health and with your age. So the healthier you are, then the less expensive life insurance will be. Right. And so that's where you have your term, right? You have your permanent. Term, in terms of life insurance, that you have some that's temporary. Most people are familiar with a temporary or a term life insurance.
That's because what our grandmama did and mama before that, and that's all we know.
Right. Because, it's very cheap. Term, you can get more bang for your buck. For example, a 34-year-old woman can have a term policy that's like $500,000, and she's paying only like $30 a month for it. Very, very inexpensive. Okay. She may have, the reason why she may have $500,000, she may have a house to cover, 5 kids to cover, she may have a lot of expenses. And as you know, life insurance will cover in case something happens where you pass away, right? It will cover all of your expenses. That's one of the reasons why people purchase it.
Okay.
So
now, I have to ask the question, because we have been seeing a lot of term life policies advertised, and I'm in conversations and I'm listening to people, and they're always like, well, you can't get any money off of it, so why would you want a term? That's the general consensus. I'm sure you.
So there is another type of term where you can get your money back.
What do you mean when you say your money back?
Okay, so keep in mind, there are two different kinds of term or temporary policies. The first kind of term policy is just that. It's a basic term where you do not get anything back. It doesn't have any kind of growth.
The IUL, the universal.
We'll get to that in a moment.
Okay.
So the temporary, you can get a temporary term policy for 10 years, 15, 20, 30 is the maximum that you'll get covered for a term policy. Okay. Of course, according to how healthy you are.
Healthy,
and if you qualify.
Okay.
For term, okay? Now, there's another kind of term policy. It's called a return of premium. That is the same thing as a regular term, but the difference is you're going to pay a little bit more. So instead of paying like $30 a month, now you're paying like $100 a month. But here's the difference is when the term expires, you get all your money back. Okay, so that's the difference.
And the terms are, is it 5, 10, 20 years?
Well, it's used typically starts at 10 years, 20 years, some are 25 or 30. 30 is the max for just a regular term policy. It covers you, and with the carriers that we are that are partnered with us, they have what's called living benefits.
Ah, this does.
Mm-hmm. I'll talk about that in a quick moment.
Okay.
All right. But I wanted to make sure you understood a term, what that was about. And then you asked about the IUL. The other type of policies that we help are permanent. Permanent policies do not expire. They take you for the rest of your life. This houses the whole life that people are familiar with. All right, that's just a product, a whole life. An IUL, which is an index universal life, UL policies. So these are all products that are permanent. They take you throughout the rest of your life. They do not expire. The beautiful thing about a permanent policy, Zelda, is that it has the cash value in it, which means it's like having a savings account inside your policy that continues to grow, especially if you're funding and overfunding that policy. These are the policies that will do everything that you need it to do. This is the one I was sharing with you that it can put your kids through college. It can, keep you in a home. It does so many things. The IUL is a policy. It's a product in a permanent type of product. It's a permanent product. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, I had a case in point. I have a friend of mine who's when she had her baby, his grandmother did an IUL on her granddaughter, and she structured it, because you can structure these different ways. And she structured it for 18 years because she wanted to overfund it for only 18 years and then stop. Why? Because she wanted to make sure it put her granddaughter through school.
Oh.
So she put in $300 a month for 18 years.
Wow.
And it was structured so it can stop after 18 years. And do you know that thing just continued to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow? Not only did it put her granddaughter through college, she was able to, at a certain benchmark, because you can put in benchmarks when you want things to be paid out. She put in a certain benchmark, like at 25, so she can put in like $20,000 for a down payment for her home. She put in certain benchmarks so that she can purchase a car, and it continued to grow and grow and grow. So that is the beauty of an IUL, which is a permanent product.
So was she
overfunded?
So how was she getting the things that she needed? Did she draw against the policy?
Yes, you can draw against the policy. And it's like having your own bank.
Because she overfunded it?
Right.
Oh, wow.
You're right. So we help you to structure that, and we have coaches and specialists and things of that nature here at our firm. So life insurance products are different than annuities.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
That's what I want to get into. And the reason why is because that's not something that's discussed in our communities.
Exactly.
And when I read Walter Payton's book about how his coach, what was he? Well, I'll put it like this. He was a Southern gentleman and he was country. So they thought he was stupid as all the day long, and he was anything from it because Walter Payton's kids are living off the money
from
annuity. And I was like, wow, I had to read a book on sports about Walter Payton to even learn about annuity. I mean, you hear about it on the commercials, but you really don't pay attention. I didn't pay attention. If I didn't pay attention, chances are somebody else didn't pay attention. So that kind of information and opportunities are available to us, and we don't take advantage of it.
I'm telling you.
No.
Yeah, exactly. I give you another live example of something that we don't take advantage of, but people that are in the know do. That's why we're here on the call today. Is the living benefits? Have you ever heard of living benefits?
I hear about them, but I don't know what they are.
Yeah.
And is it health related? Because at this time, by the time you reach retirement age at 65, you can have a host of health problems.
That's right.
Diabetes, heart disease, arthritis. You got everything under the sun because of this wicked diet we've been forced to endure in the United States. Because it's not food, it's food byproduct. I just saw a documentary on McDonald's. Come at me, I don't care. I saw it. About farmers are putting spraying the potatoes, and the potatoes have to sit in the field for 5 weeks, not one, but count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The farmers don't go back to the fields 5 weeks because the chemicals that they sprayed on them, they can't breathe if they go out there. And then we're ingesting that at our good old French fries from McDonald's. And we're killing ourselves and don't even know it.
Grow your own food, because that's,
eating food. These are food byproducts. It's not even food. And you wonder why you're hungry all the time, because you're not getting any nutrition. Nutrition from fried foods. I hate to bust your bubble. Sorry. There's no nutrition in anything dead. It has to be alive for you to get some nutrition. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
That's it.
That's a living.
And we know it's all about the Benjamins, right?
Yes, ma'am. It's all about the Benjamins.
Nothing is done by mistake.
So, with this IUL, how is your health? Your health determines how you are able to purchase a whole life.
Right. So you have whole life, which grows only about 3 to 4%, but you have the IUL, which grows so much more, because it's indexed. The indexed, it will grow, 8% will grow at the market. So
above or below the market? Above the market.
Again, when you have an IUL, when you have permanent products, you're going to have the growth of the market. Okay. So whenever you have any of our products, when I say our products, again, I'm a broker, and we represent other companies that are A&A plus companies that have been around for hundreds of years. You've heard of Nationwide, AIG, American National, so many, and the list goes on and on. Mutual of Omaha, and we're very choosy about those that we partner with. But to answer your question, if you've heard of the word living benefits, let's talk about that for a second. So let me show you how that can be accessed. If, heaven forbid, if you come down with a stroke, cancer, diabetes, lupus, or anything that's going to stop you from doing only 2 out of the 6 daily living activities, meaning, you get sick, you have some kind of an illness where you need help now walking, you need help bathing, right? You need help eating. But only 2 of those out of the 6 of them, then what our carriers will do, Zelda, they will help to accelerate up to 90% of your death benefit. And you can use it however you want to use it. They'll send it directly deposited to your account. It's tax-free, and you do not have to pay it back.
We're talking about the living benefits.
Living benefits, exactly. Here's a true story, real quick.
Wait, I want to be sure. Living benefits of what type of insurance was that?
We have our carriers. You can use it with any of our policies.
Oh,
whether it's term or whether it's permanent.
Okay.
So here's a true story, and I tell this story all the time because it's just so phenomenal. One of my business partners, her husband at 36 had a major stroke. Stroke don't care how old you are.
Wow.
He had a major stroke just several years ago. He was the breadwinner. They have 4 beautiful kids that were being homeschooled. Now she was out and about, running errands. She called home to see how, the kids were doing. And her little 4-year-old answered the phone. She's like, "Where's Daddy?" Her daughter said, "Daddy's taking a nap on the kitchen floor." What? So she found out he was in the midst of having a stroke. And the doctors told her, they said, "I'm sorry, Miss Frampton, your health insurance only pays so much. So he's going to have to be in a wheelchair for the rest of his life." Now, she could not process that. He's the breadwinner. What do you mean a wheelchair? He's only 36. We have 4 kids. They're being homeschooled. What do you mean? It took a minute to process that. But here's the thing. She remembered they had just gotten a life insurance product like a year before. It was only like a year before. And she called the carrier. She told them what was going on. It was, of course, verified. They accelerated up to 90%. They received over $200,000 directly deposited to their account. She was able to take her husband over here to Northwestern to the best physical therapist. She was able to purchase a car that was wheelchair accessible. Do you know, Zelda, today that man is up walking, talking. He's not in a wheelchair. She got her husband back, and those babies, they got their daddy back.
Oh my goodness, that is such a
It's amazing. I see him I see him when I go upstairs. And it's just so beautiful to see that.
He works where you work?
Yes, he does. He and his wife are business partners. They're a power couple. Yes, they are.
Oh, goodness.
It's such a blessing to see. So that is the power of living benefits. It's just, so that's why when you purchase a policy, you purchase them really with your age and with your health. I mean, he was healthy when he got the policy.
Right. Okay.
So that's where the living benefits piece will absolutely kick in.
Wow. That is awesome. Had no idea.
Yes.
So what do you advise for, because a lot of our listeners are seniors and a lot of them are young people. So I'm concerned with the seniors because we have a lot of seniors who don't have health insurance and can't afford a lot of money, and they're not in the best of health.
And that's where the annuity comes in.
Let's talk about those annuities, girl. Yeah, because Walter Payton's book got me wanting to know better, want to know more. Yes, ma'am.
That's where the annuity comes in. So if you have, for people that are retiring or have already retired, and if they have a pension, maybe they're living off of their pension. Maybe they have, and they call it old money, just sitting somewhere, right? So you can roll over. What I mean by roll over, take it from wherever you have it. Maybe you got it under your pillow.
Okay.
And if you have a lump sum, we can transfer it to an annuity, an indexed annuity. And so if you say, for example, if you have $10,000, and a lot of people, they do because they retired and they just have it, or they maybe just have it sitting in a bank. And it's not doing anything for them. It's just sitting there.
That's an insult to even put your money in the bank. And that's just how we've been trained to think about money. And that is such an insult. You take my $10,000 and you go make $10,000 off of that, and you give me $100, if that.
Right. So you can make it work for yourself. So we can help you to we call it roll over or transfer it over to an indexed annuity. That way it starts to grow. But however, the thing is with the index, you want to make sure you leave it in there for at least 7 years.
7 years.
This is not something you want to just put in and pull out, but you want to put it in there for at least 7 years, and that way you can actually see the growth in it.
Now, what about the seniors who don't have anything to roll over? Is this still available to them?
Well, I'll say this, for seniors or anyone, maybe you don't have anything to roll over. Maybe you are just looking to make extra income. And this is why you find a lot of seniors at Walmart and these places not because they want to be there, but because they have to be.
They have to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I retired from secular radio, or what's called terrestrial radio now, because it's really like ET. The general manager of WGCI was Marv Dice, and still is. I hope he's still living. Last time we had a party for him last year, he was in the hospital. He had a heart attack.
Oh my God!
I haven't heard anything that he's not here, but so I believe he's still here. But he made a joke of it when they laid him off as general manager of the #1 radio station in Chicago. He came to work his last day with a Walmart apron on saying, "Good morning, can I help you?" He was making fun, but that's not funny to a senior who doesn't have money and still needs to eat, and that check is not enough every month.
Right.
So 7 years is the max. So if you're 65 now and you want to get an annuity, just know you can't touch it until what, 72?
Well, yeah, exactly. You want to keep it in there for a minimum of 7 years.
And what happens if you don't?
Well, then, depending again, whatever your condition is and however old you are, then we can have a conversation. One of the things about what we do is we're not a cookie cutter. Every person is an individual, and we customize a plan for you. So say you're 65 years old, maybe you do have diabetes. Well, guess what? Because we have so many carriers that we work with, where one may say no, another one may say yes. We work with carriers that will help individuals that have diabetes.
So you're the broker.
I'm a broker, exactly.
Yes, one won't get you, another one will. Okay.
Exactly. So we always have to find out what, and take it through the risk assessment and find out what's what, so not everyone will, but there are some that do, so that's why we have a great relationship with quite a few carriers, so we can help the individuals in what they have and what their needs are. And the other beautiful thing, and to answer this question that you just asked, is you said, well, sure. What if someone doesn't have money to roll over? What if someone doesn't have money just sitting there lump sum? Well, I'm also a recruiter. So this is also a business that can help people, especially if they're looking to have more income.
Seniors too?
I'm sorry?
Seniors too?
Yeah, it doesn't matter as long as you can talk. If you can talk, this is for you. We do not knock on doors. We don't make cold calls. This is a business that is a referral business. People that you already know. If you can get on the phone and say, "Girl, listen," as long as you can have a conversation with people that you love and care about, So
okay.
So this is a business that can really help people in their finances. And we help people get licensed by the state.
We need that. We need as much help as we can get. But right now, we can help ourselves to a commercial for our last break. You're going to be with here till 9. Are you going to be with us till 9?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'll be here.
Let's take our last break. And while those of you who are watching, put your city, state, country that you're watching from in the comment section, and we'll check those out in a few minutes. And if you have questions, you can call in and we'll take those. But right now, let's take our last break. We'll be right back. Share the video while you're watching.
Hi, I'm Naima Latif, executive producer of the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. We are a part of the online network of Associated Internet Radio hosts. On Air. On Air empowers you with transformative news and interactive radio TV shows. This is such a wonderful time to be alive and to see our human family coming together as one community as a result of that powerful tool, the internet. We can now talk directly to each other all over the world. There's no need for conflict or misunderstanding. There's no need for violence to solve our differences. We can talk to each other face to face until we reach an agreement. On Air offers a fantastic global guide to communicators from all over the world who are using their internet platform to inspire us to strive to be our best selves in order to become the kind, compassionate, loving people we were all born to be. Once we do that, we'll see planet Earth transformed into a place of peace. Subscribe to the recommended YouTube channel, Facebook pages, and podcasts created by these Voices of Enlightenment. On Air provides daily news briefs and a weekly magazine to keep you abreast of events and opportunities. On Air news affiliates in television, radio, and print share information, insights, and interviews with notable personalities. Go to onaireverywhere.com for a daily dose of uplifting news. We're on air everywhere, online all the time.
About finances, family, health, job, relationships? Are you a penny? Do you feel stuck? If you answered yes to any of these questions, help is available. Don't worry, you're not alone. It's part of the human process. You only feel this way because you haven't mastered the voices in your head. No hype, just down to earth, solid, workable tools and techniques that you can practice daily. It's really food for the soul. Whether you want to learn how not to worry about anything, reverse type 2 diabetes, publish a book, promote your product or service, or just make extra money. Take advantage of the deal of the day. Go to zeldaspeaks.com or call 212-409-6619. Mention promo code The Female Solution and get free shipping. That's zeldaspeaks.com or 312-409-6619. Stop worrying today. Visit zeldaspeaks.com. Grand Rising. And thank you for joining us back here on The Female Solution on the Higher Learning Network TV show, which airs Tuesdays at 6, Wednesdays at 1 on Channel 19, 24/7 on the World Wide Web, on higherlearningnetwork.org. Our social media pages, facebook.com and YouTube, Higher Learning TV show. And we're back today with my guest, Tracy Brooks. When you are woke, you will never be broke. And if you go to this website, diabeticdonut.com, you can reverse type 2 diabetes just like I did. It's a free manual. I don't charge anything for it. I discovered 10, 15 years ago that I was diabetic when I had surgery, had an accident and had to have surgery. And I'm going into the surgery and they look at your list and at your wish and ask you your name and date of birth and all that, and you diabetic. I'm like, oh, wait, you got the wrong Zelda Robinson. I'm not a diabetic. Oh, yes, you are, and you're going into surgery, and we're going to take care of that. And I was like, oh, okay. So I didn't want to be a diabetic the rest of my life. My sister gave me a recipe. I tweaked it, and then I put it in an ebook. So other diabetics will know that you do not have to be on metformin for the rest of your life. If I can do it, anybody can do it. You see me drinking this tea, this juice in the morning. It is not good, but it is palatable. I'm not drinking for taste. I've ate for taste all my life, and look where it got me, diabetic. So this is apple, beet, cucumber, lemon, ginger, kale, and turmeric. Don't sound good, but baby, it does wonders for the body. And if you want something different, like getting rid of diabetes, you got to do something different. If I did it, and I was the sweet potato pie, German chocolate cake, butter cookie queen. If I can do it, anybody can do it. So go get your free download, diabeticdonut.com. You'll be glad you did. And share it with somebody, because we all know somebody who's a diabetic. I know you get applications all the time with people with diabetes, right?
Absolutely. Wow, that is so impressive.
I had to. My sister, I got two, my sister and brother both died from diabetes.
Wow.
I didn't want to be the third one.
Yeah.
Like, as much as I love my German chocolate cake, I like my legs better.
Come on now. I get it. I absolutely get it.
I walk.
Yes.
I'm not the gym enthusiast, but I do walk, and I do a little weight training because I like living. because I want to get in. I like eating, so I got to change my eating plan.
Yeah.
And now that I know a little bit more about annuities, I want an annuity plan because it blew my mind to hear Walter Payton, former coach. And I see the example of how the annuity prepared his children. These kids running around, they ain't got no worries.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we don't know about annuities. We know about term, and we very seldom don't even want to get whole life because we want money right away.
Mm-hmm. That's the problem.
Yeah,
because we're not willing to wait.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Here's the other thing that you may want to know, especially for people that are listening online, if they are affiliated with the church. This is something that I did. Is I made my church one of my beneficiaries.
Oh.
Think about it.
I know the pastor was happy to hear that.
Well, yeah. I mean, why not? And not only that,
won't leave it to the state.
Nope.
Because if you don't leave it to somebody, the state will get it.
That's right. That's right. Or if you are a beneficiary of somebody else's policy, don't just go through the money. Use it, put it in an annuity, so that way it can grow. We had a conference recently with Master P. I don't know if you're familiar with Master P.
Girl, who don't know Master P? I worked in music. Remember selling his music out the trunk of his car? Of course I remember Master P.
There you go. Exactly. Well, you know his story there, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That's right. So he became, the reason why he is where he is now, and all those that came after him, and how those that he helped to pop out, all the artists that came out, was because of his $10,000 beneficiary. He was a beneficiary from his grandfather's policy. His grandfather, when he passed away, Master P was the beneficiary. Mm-hmm. And he took that $10,000. He didn't run through it. He didn't just buy him a car.
He flipped it.
He invested it.
I'm sorry. We call it flipping in the hood.
Okay.
He invested it. Yes.
He invested it into his hip hop recording business. He wanted to have a recording business, a record business. Right. And at that time down in Louisiana, they didn't have hip hop at the time.
None of
that.
He
got a lot of pushback, but his grandmama said, "Baby, if that's what you want to do, don't let nobody stop you."
Okay.
And that's exactly what he did, and everything is history.
And I love the fact how he's taking this information that he has about insurance, and he's telling people.
That's right.
All you rappers with all this money, while y'all out here buying Lamborghinis and gold watches, you need and getting your grill fixed. You need to invest some of that money. That's why you see the stories all the time about how all the rappers had millions and now they're in line trying to get unemployment check.
Yeah. However, but now things are starting to change, because now if you go online, you'll see rappers now investing in life insurance.
Yes.
They're starting to understand now the power of insurance, the power of that.
And when one catches on, it's a done deal.
It's a done deal.
Yes.
Yep. What's his name? Flocka?
Waka Flocka.
Waka Flocka.
I had never even heard of Waka Flocka, but I listened to him because he made sense. And I was like, look at this young man.
That's right. That's right.
Him.
Yes. And
rappers are not as naive or illiterate as the media portrays them to be.
That's right. Absolutely. Our CEO, his name is Patrick Bet-David. You can go on his Valuetainment site. He's a multi-billionaire, and he interviews everybody. He's our CEO, Patrick Bet-David. Patrick Bet-David, Bet-David.
Oh.
Along with, and you can write this down, the money smart guy, Matt Sapala.
The money smart
guy. Yes.
Don't y'all worry about it. I'll be putting all this on my blog. So don't.
Yes. Matt Sapala.
What's his name again? Matt.
Sapala. Sapaula.
S-A-P. Oh, Lord.
A-U-L-A. Yes. He's the money smart guy. He's been on many news outlets, and he's the one that actually opened up the Oak Brook office for us here He's a brother by another mother.
Oh,
And I just
okay.
love that all the things that he's our coach, and he's building up millionaires.
Oh,
He
wow.
runs he runs a 7-figure squad. He's also a man of faith. He and his lovely wife, Sheena Sapala, they have 5 kids, and it's just a blessing to be able to be mentored by men such as these. You know, when you're being poured into on a regular basis by multimillionaires, it changes your life. It does
Yeah,
something to the way you're thinking. No longer are you thinking broken East language, which
yeah.
is I don't have, can't get, ain't got, but
Oh,
it's a different way of thinking of, yes, how can I get it? See, when you make statements, it closes the brain, but when you ask questions, it opens the mind. How can I
oh,
get it? What can I do? Instead of I don't have, I can't get, I can't afford. You're
okay.
making statements that close possibilities. But
Ah,
when you start, asking questions, it just absolutely opens possibilities to your life.
I like that.
I'm a proponent of all things are possible for those that believe. So when you know that, life is at your fingertips and that the God that you serve can help you to walk things out, it's a blessing. It's a no-brainer.
That,
And that's why this industry attracts so many celebrities. It attracts
mm,
people because of the possibilities that are endless. People come into this industry not because they want to do insurance, but because they want more for their life. You
okay.
know, for
Yeah.
people that are trying to get ahead of inflation. People that are just hurting because the world, people just so hurting because of what's going on in our economy.
Yes.
Well, we help to recruit people into this industry, and we have personal development. We teach you not just the rules of the money game, but how to be a better person, how from the inside out. We teach the training is just absolutely phenomenal because there's a area in all of our lives that needs to, we want to be a better person, you
Is
know.
is that paid training? Is that training free? How does that work?
The training is free, but the registration is $199. That's
Mm-hmm.
all. It's just $199 one time, but the training is amazing. That gets you into the back office, the Bamboo system, which is a $4 million system that they've invested in. Everything is a one-stop shop inside that computer system, the software system. All of the carriers are there, your direct deposits, everything, is it's a one-stop shop. So when we recruit people, we help them to get registered and licensed by the state and appointed by the carriers. And then that's how we start to help them to make their money. We help them by teaching people that they love and care about what we do. If they want a policy, then great. The person that got recruited gets split on every commission until they actually learn how to do it, how to write policies and so forth. But there's a lot of training that goes on inside of that, and we have a book of the month. It's just tremendous. Um, and if I can give a plug for several books that people, if they want to read them, it will be
Sure.
so much. One of my favorite books is The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind.
Secret
The
of
Secret of the Millionaire
the
Mind. That's my
Oh,
one. Another one is we just finished reading it. It Takes What It Takes. Now, if you want me to give you the author, it escapes me at the moment. And then the one that we just read last month is, I think I have it in my bag here. Oh my gosh, it'll come to me in a minute. When you get, yeah, believe it or not, I'll be 60 in October. So yeah, I know
okay.
they
Okay.
say
This is
it's
like
the
no
water, it's the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the water.
But it'll come to me in a moment.
Okay.
But again, the books that you read, the conferences that you attend, and the people that you surround yourself with, those three things will help to direct your life, either good or bad. If you don't read books, if you don't attend conferences, and if you hang around the wrong people, then your life will begin to spiral downward, and you'll be looking like the people that are around you.
Yeah.
Right.
And you wonder why.
And you wonder why.
Okay, audience. For those of you who are watching and you have questions, don't wait till the last minute. It is 10 minutes before 9, and we're off the air at 9. So you need to call in now. Press 1. I see you're already on the switchboard. If you have questions, please dial 1 right now. 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak. And those books again are The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. It takes what it. I can't even put my own hand right.
Another one that I'm reading. I can tell you in a second because I want to.
Did I just? What it takes? What it takes? Is that right? It takes what it takes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just have to show it to you now.
And my pen is running out. Oh, there we go.
But at any rate, again. When the books that you read are so important. I mean, I can actually go on, but, if people are interested, they can always contact me. I'll be happy to assist them and give them further information.
And what's their contact information?
They can contact me at tbrooksfinancial @gmail.com. I'll say it again. T as in Tracy. tbrooksfinancial@gmail.com.
Now, I am going to put this up here, excuse me, on the screen. Please tell me I have it right. tbrooksfinancial@gmail.
There you go.
All right. So if you're too afraid to push that button now, you don't want to be you don't want everybody to know what you're thinking, then just email her tbrooksfinancial@gmail.com. When you are woke, you will never be broke. So you're woke today. You've been awakened. So the question is, are you going to get one of those books? Are you going to email her? What are you going to do so your situation will be different 5, 10, 20 years from now? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a consultation with you because I have been wanting to know ever since I read this book 5 years ago, and I still haven't moved on it. I need to have a sit down conversation with you about what type of annuity I need to get for myself.
I'd be happy to.
Okay, so I wrote it down there, but I need to write it down for myself too. tbrooksfinancial@gmail. Okay.
And we do free consultations. We do not charge for consultations at all.
Oh, that is so good.
We don't get paid on recruits. So this is when people come into our industry, we absolutely work with them so that they can be, so that they can reach their dreams and their goals.
Okay.
And this is a business that wraps around what you want to do. This platform helps you to get where you want to go, not the other way around. That's why I always ask people, what's your dream? What do you want? What do you want? A lot of people are always doing things for others, but they rarely think about themselves, especially those that are, that are caregivers. Because we as caregivers, because I can speak to that because I've been a caregiver for my husband, my mom, my brother for many years. And it wasn't until recently that I had to say, what is it that I want for me? And this is a platform that helps you to not only help others when it comes to helping them with policies and so forth, but it helps you so that you can you can help to develop yourself where you need to go, but it also is very, very lucrative. So for someone that wants $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 a month or more, that's possible because the payout is twice a week. The carriers pay you just for using them. And it's such a blessing. It's like you want to help so many people, and the more people you help, then the more the carriers will pay you.
Okay.
So It is just absolutely phenomenal.
That is phenomenal.
And that way, when I look at things, like say, for example, if I want to get a new car, now it's no longer what do I have in my account. Now it's how many people can I help to get the car that I want.
Oh, wow. I love that.
You see what I'm saying? So it's mission over commission. Because you want to help people, but it's also going to benefit you as well.
Because what goes around
There you go.
Good karma.
Right.
Okay, well, let's get a question before you leave. We got about 4 minutes. 706-749. You're live on the Female Solution Grand Rising. Where you're calling from and what's your name? Thanks for calling. Hi, who's this?
Grand Rising.
That is Elder Baba Kwame Sunhorse. Thank you so much. Grand Rising. Thank you for calling this morning.
Well, I've been listening, and, it's very important how we use MONEY. And this is what she's speaking about, because there's an excellent book, too, that she's giving out, books called Abundance by John Rudolph Price. And money in there, he says, is that it stands for my own natural energy yields. How do I utilize my life's energy to yield me those things called annuities, those things called, fiat? So it's very important. And there's another book in which, it's been on the market for a long time, Think and Grow Rich.
Yes.
Choice by Dennis Kimbro.
Yes.
Napoleon Hill.
Yes.
And the other one, it would be DeForest Soros, Soaries Jr. Say yes when life says no. And the part that we're looking at is something that we once were important to was Confederate money. And if you look at what's called The Color of Money, there's a book even, he has a museum in Charleston, North Carolina. But what you can see is we were on the money at one time. And just think about it. If that we were still on that money, how would we use our representation? And so we're looking at this electronic system, and what we have to look at too is it's a continuation, because we went from picking cotton to clicking cell phones.
Oh.
We went from picking cotton to clicking cell phones, because it's still that same industry that they're profiting off of how we give them the resources to stay wealthy. And we have to look at how do we ensure ourselves to be able to know that we have financial stability.
What was the name of that book again? Abundance?
Yeah, it's called Abundance by John Rudolph Price.
John Rudolph Price. The book Abundance by John Rudolph Price. So Baba Kwame has given us several books.
It's a motivational book on how you can create your wealth. And first you have to create wealth in yourself. And this is part of the problem that we have. We don't value ourselves because there's two things that are leaving our communities, which is value, morals, respect, and ethics.
Amen.
Value, morals, respect, and ethics. If we could get those things that we once upon a time had in our community, we would be better off. But we're losing that because we don't value ourselves. We're morally incorrect. We don't respect each other, and we sure don't have a good business ethic.
Say that. That is Baba Kwame Sunhorse from Georgia. He always brings it home. He breaks it down like we need it. I was too busy recording to write that book down. So one more time, Baba Kwame, Abundance by Rudolph. What was his name again?
John Rudolph Price.
John Rudolph Price. Okay.
Price.
Gotcha.
John Rudolph Price.
All righty.
Abundance.
All righty. Go ahead. Baba Kwame, were you finished?
Yeah, I was finished. And I commend the sister, and I'm bad on names, but it's the
Tracy
of the being that's most important.
Yes.
And what they're giving, and she's speaking from her heart.
Yes, you can tell. It's not a sales pitch.
Of what she's learned about and how she wants her people to benefit.
Yes.
From what she has benefited from.
Yes. So thank you, Tracy. And
You're
Baba
so welcome.
Horse, thank you as well. We are about to go into the after show because Naima Latif, executive producer, will be joining us. Would you like to stay for the after show?
I'm sorry. I have a 9 o'clock.
I do understand. Thank you so much. We greatly appreciate you. We have your email right here, tbrooksfinancial@gmail.com. So thank you so much.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day. You've already enlightened my day, and I will be in touch if nobody else will. We've got another call. How much time do we have here? I got to play my ending. So 872-337. I will take your call in right after I play the ending because Naima is going to string me up if I don't. Stay on purpose, stay in power. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much, Tracy. We appreciate you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye-bye
We'll
now.
see you back here again because I know we're going to have some more questions.
Okay, no problem.
Call her at tbrooks@gmail.com. Thank you, Tracy. Appreciate you.
Bye.
All righty. Have a great day, dear.
In the archives at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution.
If you're on the switchboard, press 1 now if you have questions.
Facebook page. Go to www.facebook.com/the-female-solution. Leave your comments about today's show. You can always reach me on my website at www.naimalatif.com. That's www.naimalatif.com. Watch our TV show, listen to our radio show, order our book, and be sure to get your copy of the book, The Female Solution. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussion. And to our global family listening from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, Shushe, India, Myanmar, Japan, Arigato, Korea, Kamsahamnida, Russia, Spasiba, Germany, Danke, Poland, Dziękuję, France, Merci, Spain, Gracias, Italy, Gracias, Egypt, Shukran, Ghana, Madagascar, Nigeria, Eshe, South Africa, Niamanga, Senegal, Jerez, Kenya, Asante, Israel, Sudan, Pakistan, Shukriya, Afghanistan, Tashakur, Saudi Arabia, Shukran, Assalam alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you, and may peace be upon you, and the mercy of God, and God's blessings.
And thank you for staying here with us for the after show on the Female Solution and the Higher Learning Network TV show. Ooh, now, of course, Naima, all the hands go up now. Well, you're going to have to ask us the questions because she's gone. Okay, so let me bring to the show our very own executive producer, is she at Operation Push, or she's been at Operation Push already? Anyway, it's the dynamic. It's the phenomenal woman. You know her as Naima Latif. Take it away. It's the after show.
Yes. Well, I will be heading out shortly to the Monday session for the International Rainbow Push Convention. And we've just had a phenomenal time these last several days there. As you know, Rainbow Push has always been at the forefront of helping to educate us about economics and our economic power when we know how to invest, how to spend, how to make decisions that make sense. So today is their International Day, and there are African delegates from all over the continent who have come to Chicago to be a part of this annual convention. And a lot of the things that we're seeing happening with our economy has to do with a redefining of what money is and what power is. So as we look at, as our guest talked about, the decisions that young people are making, the spending habits of young people actually drive the economy.
Yes.
That's why the entertainment industry is such a great focus. When you have millions of people targeting a particular artist with their dollars. They generate wealth for that artist and make that artist very powerful, because now that artist has financial means to invest or to empower someone else with their wealth. So the way money is spent determines who has power. I believe it was Dick Gregory, our dear brother Dick Gregory, who had so much wisdom, said, who you give your money to is who you give your power to.
Ooh, say that again.
Who you give your money to, who you give your power to.
Ooh.
So when young people are aware that their collective decisions translate into collective power, then they can make decisions that are strategic, and they can literally redefine what money is and what power is. Because money is simply whatever we agree is an acceptable means of exchange. So now that monetary systems have become electronic and people are coming up with other things, developing other things, other systems, we've got Bitcoin, and other kinds of digital currency. Whenever someone comes up with an idea, all you need is everybody to agree to use that idea. And that becomes the means of exchange for whatever you want. We have the power to create any kind of economic system, any kind of currency, any kind of means of exchange that we all collectively choose to use. And when we see very young artists making certain brand names popular by their spending and their investing money, and then causing other people to put money into a certain brand, a certain dress style, a certain car, they're defining who has wealth and who has power. So we have to know that that's how it works. It's the people who manipulate our spending habits, they understand how it works.
Yeah.
We need to know how it works so we can strategically make decisions on who has wealth, who has power, who has influence, and what money is. What is the means of exchange that we all agree to use?
It's funny you say use their wealth for power. What was the? I forgot the quote. It'll come back to me when I do. Go ahead. It'll come back to me.
Yeah, it'll come back to you. So, one of the things that I love about the Rainbow Push conventions is that there are always such very powerful networking opportunities when you have people gathering from all over the world, literally, to discuss these issues and to discuss them from a standpoint of strategic decisions that we can make globally. Now that we have the internet, we have all of these communication systems, we can stay in touch after we leave a convention, and we can keep in contact. We can have meetings online with people from Nigeria and from South Africa and from Egypt and, from Venezuela, from Brazil. We can
all over the world
decide what do we as a global family want to do when it comes to eliminating poverty. We can choose to do that. It's a collective choice of where we're going to enrich the people, what products we're going to buy. Are we going to empower people to create products? We know that what happened in America, when we stopped training people in our schools with skills, then the jobs went overseas to countries where people were training their children with skills. And we saw a decline in our economy. If you don't know how to do anything, then who's going to pay you? Because you don't know how to do anything.
Right.
So that was not an intelligent choice of the people who made those decisions, because the people who owned things like car manufacturing companies, they were trying to figure out how can we get cheap labor instead of how can we empower the people in the nation where we live so that we're circulating the money and therefore everybody is enriched. Because if the people around you don't have money, then eventually you will be impoverished as well, because they can't spend money on whatever you're selling. So whatever you're selling has no value. And this is this is the reason why marijuana is legal today. The income that the trade of that particular substance was producing was so vast, it didn't make sense for it to be something that you were punishing people for selling. When you had whole networks of people all across the country selling it, it just was considered illegal. So what did the government do? They decided to make it legal. Oh, we need a piece of this. We need to systematize it so that we issue licenses to our selected people on who can sell it. Therefore, we can define who's going to get wealthy from the sale of it. So the urban market, the urban street market was eliminated with the government making this legal. And then all the programming that we had over the years that, oh, this is an immoral thing to do. Oh, you're getting high, you're a bad person. Well, they had to change the programming, because now you're selling it legally, so now you have to make it okay.
Right.
So that means you have to redefine it. Well, there's medicinal marijuana and all the other things, and now they've come up with all these different ailments that it helps to alleviate. Well, it helped before, but you didn't decide to recognize that when people on the street were selling it. Then you made them criminals and threw them in jail. But now that it's a business, a legitimate means of generating an income and producing wealth, you have to redefine it and make it respectable so that people who probably were already using it can continue to use it. And the wealthy doctors and lawyers who were buying it on the street, now they can buy legitimately and not be criminalized.
Right.
So when we look at how our minds are manipulated, and we look at how we can easily turn something from being criminal to being respectable simply by what we're told in a mass media program campaign, then rather than us keep responding and reacting, we have to strategically plan so that we're doing the thing that we have chosen to do, as opposed to reacting to somebody else's agenda. And this is where I see the financial industry going. Rather than us panicking about what other people are doing, why don't we create a different financial system? It's a very easy thing to do. All we have to do to agree is to simply to agree to adhere to whatever it is we put in place that we say we're all going to use as a means of exchange. And whatever we do to empower somebody with our wealth, our assets, our possessions, we do it strategically. So it's important for us to learn the systems that exist so that we can master them.
Yes.
And we also need to recognize we have the power to create something that works better. Because if something's not working, that means you need to create something that works better. So it is necessary for us to understand how the investment systems work. The other day, I was part of a production crew that recorded a all-day seminar for interns at the various high-level banking institutions and investment corporations and things like that, because all these young people, they were, still college students, but they were planning careers in the investment banking industry and the financial industry. And so it was an excellent day of workshops. And I learned a lot. But one of the things that is crucial is that we understand the financial system in which we live, so we can analyze what needs to change and what needs to be remade so that it works for everybody. That's currently the problem that we have, is that there are some people that's so cut out of access to money that we have this permanent underclass of people that are so angry at being impoverished that they don't follow the rules of decent conduct in society. So we have to live in fear of them because they steal, because they believe that they can't create. That doesn't benefit any of us.
Nobody.
If you have to live in fear of people taking your stuff, that means how can you enjoy your stuff? Because you're always afraid somebody's going to steal from you and rob you and hurt you in the process.
Right.
So what's needed is for us to create a system that everyone has access to, so everybody can share in the abundance. We're under the impression that in order for some people to succeed, somebody else has to fail. That's incorrect. We've been living under that incorrect belief system for too long, thinking that, well, if I'm wealthy, then somebody's got to be poor. No, that's not necessary. Nobody has to be poor. It is enough for everybody. And you can enjoy your things without feeling like, oh, I have to feel like I'm better than somebody. That's the only way I can get satisfaction. Why would you get satisfaction if somebody else is suffering? So when we change the mindset, instead of me feeling like my Lamborghini has more value because most people can't buy this, so therefore I feel like I'm better than them. Instead of just, well, I like Lamborghini as a car and I like to drive it. And it's right. If everybody has one, I like mine.
Why does there have to be a judgment attached to it?
Why does it have to be a judgment attached to it? Why does there have to be an exclusion involved in it where some people can't have what I have? And that makes it better.
Go ahead, Baba Kwame.
Assalamu alaikum, Sister Naima.
Well,
you're getting ready to go to Rainbow and this conference that they're having. It's very important that if you could go on prb.org, they have a download. You can look at it. It's Africa's Future Youth and Data Defining. Do you know that by 2030, young Africans are expected to be 42% of the world's youth and account for 75% of under the age of 35? Africa, again, is the wealth. And this is why what they're doing right now with the cables that they're putting, it's called terrestrial fiber optics. These are the cable lines that they're using to connect the continent of Africa with the World Wide Web. Because it does not have the infrastructure of that cable industry, they are now putting cables around the continent of Africa in order to connect it. That's where I was sharing about Pekin and Cricket, because the cables are running from the same place that the boats brought us over here to create the web industries. It's now connecting from this land to the continent and to Europe. The same way the trade went, this is the way the new trade of utilizing fiber optics to connect the world together, but especially the continent of Africa, because they're seeing in 7 years, the African youth will be under the age of 30, 75% of the world's population. What we have to look at is what the Native American says, is that we have to do things for 7 generations. So we're looking at 7 years. And in those 7 years, being able to have that network, because yes, we have to know that this is the AI, the artificial intelligence technology, that's what we're going to utilize it for, because who is going to be the biggest consumers on the continent is that 75% of the population will be African youth. And they have a book that you can download. It's called African Futures. And it gives you the youth data and findings of their lives and what they're speaking about and what they're needing as far as resources. This is why it's important what you're doing and connecting with Rainbow Coalition and this conference is because we, as Dr. Clark used to say, we are the key to freeing Africa.
Absolutely. And whoever is having babies today is going to control tomorrow's future. Because if you look at places where the population is aging and there is a low birth rate, well, eventually those are not going to be places that are thriving. where it's going to be thriving is, like you say, Robert Kwame, where the adult population, you're going to have a young adult population, a very vibrant young adult population that is going to be growing into positions of leadership in industry and government. So how well are you preparing them? I remember when I went to school at the University of Nebraska, there were so many African students that were there that were in engineering and agriculture, because the projection was they were going to need to revitalize the agricultural industry and become more independent and interdependent as nations, as opposed to what had happened under colonialism. So this was a generation, my generation going to college, this was a generation that was preparing themselves for leadership and for transformation of the countries from which they came. And so there were a lot of nations that were sending students abroad to the various institutions here in America to learn the skills so they could bring them back home. And I noticed the difference in drive between the African American students, a lot of whom didn't really have a focus of what they were going to do with their lives, and the African students who knew that there was a collective understanding that they needed engineers, they needed farmers, they needed to develop industries that they controlled. And so their children needed skills, and they were willing to invest in those skills so that when the children that they sent abroad came home, they could bring those skills home and be in a position of leadership. We didn't have that same drive. Those born in America, we didn't have that same drive. Our future was very uncertain because we were coming back to a hostile environment where we were going to have to fight for our place in the corporate world that often didn't intend to include us. It was a totally different atmosphere from somebody being sent forth from a nation that's saying, we need to prepare you to run the government. We need to prepare you to run the industry. We need to prepare you to run the agricultural industry. We need to prepare you to run the financial industry. So you need to get knowledge from abroad and bring it home. And there's a place for you when you come back. So those students were very diligent in learning all they could, understanding that there was a plan for them and a strategy for them getting educated, whereas many of us, American-born students, partied our way out of school because we were just happy to be away from home and freedom and everything, and we didn't see the seriousness of us being prepared. So you mentioned several generations. Well, now those who were from my generation have had children. Their children are those young adults that now are in positions. Now that we have an advancement in the technology age, they have to be in position to transform their societies and have the skills to be able to master the growing industries, the communications industry that is shaping our world. And the world is definitely different because of this communication industry. And then you look at the minerals that are needed to create this technology. Whose ground is it under? Well, we know Africa is a place where a lot of the minerals that are used in the creation of everything from the like you mentioned, the fiber optics and all of that, everything is connected to where are you getting the raw materials to build, to manufacture, to create. And if the people who live in the places where the raw materials are not in control of what happens in the manufacturing process, and they're not in ownership of that creation process, then they can still be impoverished, even though they're living where all the wealth exists. So that's why they sent their children abroad to learn, so that they could be in position to take over and run these industries and not have Europe still jerking them on the chain.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and we don't want to keep people waiting either because we only got like 5 minutes left. So we're going to open up the line and take a few calls. 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak. We go to the phone line 773-450. You're live on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Unmute yourself. Who's this?
How you all doing?
Hey, Obadiah. How you doing, dear? Thank you for calling this morning.
Man, it's a wonderful program.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for calling. Thank you for your contribution. What's your comment, sir?
We got to do something ourselves to stop depending on other people that set the pace for what we do.
Amen.
I've noticed that, in modern times, that people from Africa and other countries that look just like us showing up here and outdoing us, like Chadwick and other people like that, and acting and that, they're not necessarily taking jobs from us, but at the same time, they are nothing. And they take in positions and acting roles of people living in the city looking for jobs, they pass them up. So we got to diversify ourselves and start doing something separate from everybody else. Why don't we always have to follow everybody? Why don't we set our own thing?
Well,
this country ain't treated us right. We don't need to follow their rules.
Amen.
It doesn't work. They got a competition system that's got families at such a disadvantage. I've never seen our families that close. Look at it.
You're absolutely right.
Talk to each other, brothers don't talk to each other, mamas and daughters don't get along, folks can't get along with nobody.
Yeah.
How are we going to get anywhere with a lack of unity?
You're absolutely right.
God won't bless us with a lack of unity.
Amen. You got that right.
So why are we trying to fit into stuff that don't fit us? Let's start something new. That's why every time I call on the program talking about let's start something new, it only takes $100 a week from a group of us. We could have millions of dollars that we stack up in a few months. Just unify. And you can still do whatever you want with yours. Because why not unify and do something?
You are absolutely right.
For years, and people just get right over it.
Yep.
But we can do all of it on our own. We don't need nobody else. How do you think we sit there and spend in marketing and spend all that money on clothes and all this other stuff and food every day, and then you still ain't got nothing? What's wrong with that?
Because you're doing what you see other people do. Monkey see, monkey do. I hate to say it, but that's what it is. Thank you so much for calling and sharing that information, Obadiah. Thank you, Obadiah. We got to go, baby. It's 9:26. Thank you, babe. Appreciate you, too. You got 60 seconds. The next call, 312-833. You got 60 seconds. Hi, who's this? Yes, who's this? Hi, Reverend Plump. What's your comment or question as it relates to the topic?
Where's the convention being held of Cincinnati?
It's a push, ain't it?
Yeah, no, it's at the University of Chicago.
What was that I saw at Push Saturday?
Well, they have different locations for it because yesterday it was at Apostolic Church on 63rd and Dorchester, where the Vice President Kamala Harris spoke, and Saturday it was at the Rainbow Push headquarters at 50th and Drexel, but today it is at the University of Chicago David Rubenstein Forum building, which is at 1201 East 60th Street. That's 60th Street, 1201 East 60th Street in Chicago. And again, that's at the University of Chicago David Rubenstein Forum building. So that's where you want to attend. It is the International Decade for People of African Descent, 2015 to 2025. That is what they're celebrating, and starts with a 9:30 session, and then there's U.S. African Relations session starting at 11 o'clock, and then there's the Urban Development Luncheon from 12 at 12:30 p.m. And then from there is the Environmental Health and Provider session, and that is starting at 12:30 in the afternoon. Also in conjunction, that is the Elected School Board Forum at 12:30 p.m. And tonight is the Push Excel Scholarships and Sports Awards dinner at 6 o'clock p.m. And again, all of that is at the University of Chicago David Rubenstein Forum at 1201 East 60th Street in Chicago. And you just go to rainbowpush.org to make sure you're registered for the convention. Again, rainbowpush.org. Your convention registration. Definitely always a very powerful event, opportunity to network, a chance to meet people from all over the world and to strategize. And, I agree with what Obadiah is saying. Of course, we always had the power to create our own. There are people who are doing that. So the purpose of networking is to meet people who are of like mind and people who are engaged in doing what you have said. They're already doing it. You just need to find each other. There are many people who are creating new systems and are developing new ways of interacting and ways of empowering ourselves. We just need to find each other. It's something the late Reverend Willie Tappan Barrel used to always say, we're not so much divided as we are disconnected.
I like that. We are not so much divided. We're just disconnected. You are right on time. So let's get just a couple of more calls because we got to go. It's 8:29. You got about 30 seconds. When I open up your mic, please make it quick. We are off the air. 773. What is this? I'm sorry, I disconnected. That calls 773-450. You're live on the Female Solution. What's your name? Where you calling from? And what's your comment? Got about 30 seconds.
I think you got that one already.
773-450. Unmute yourself.
Didn't you just get that one? I thought that was Obadiah.
773. I'm sorry, 312-833. Hi, who's this?
That was Minister Plump. You got that one.
Okay. Last but not least, 773-366. 773-366. Hi, who's this? Okay, so we're gonna wrap up. It is 9:30, and I have to go. Tried to get a few calls in there, not responding. When you're woke, you'll never be broke. And the resources will be right here on my blog at zeldaspeaks.wordpress.com as I leave you with a review of what is coming up next. And as you can see in the background here, it is the Global Virtual Teen Talent Contest coming up every Saturday, July 29th. July 29th. And also and I'll post that on my blog as well. We have the Teen Talent Podcasting class coming. So if you want to learn how to do a podcast, we can teach you that. We've got years of experience. We are what they call us veterans in media, Naima.
Yes, absolutely. We're veterans now. Yes. Been here a long time.
Yeah. Decades. I never went to the war, but I'm going to the war on words. And that's a podcasting class. So if you want information on that, just go to our website, higherlearningnetwork.org, and you can sign up there. So the rest of the week is the Female Solution Tuesday. What can we expect, Naima?
Well, we'll hear from Jody again. Jody sits on self-care tomorrow. And then, of course, Wednesday, we've got, again, with my co-host Kareem Hamid. And we will be, matter of fact, preparing for the women's luncheon at the Push convention. So we'll have a chance to talk to some outstanding women who are making some global strides. And then we have Thursday with, we've got Soulful Solutions with Dr. Debbie Green. She has a great guest on, Dr. Twin Green, who's doing some wonderful work in helping youth and empowering young people. And the major event coming up at the end of the month, she'll be talking about that. And then, of course, Friday, we've got Health and Well-Being with Beata. And a special program coming up this Saturday. So looking forward to that as well. And as always, we appreciate all of you for tuning in to us every day. Like and share our Facebook page, The Female Solution. You can hear and see every show every day on the personal Facebook and YouTube channels of each host, as well as on the Female Solution Facebook page. And as always on Blog Talk at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution.
And be sure and check out onaireverywhere.com as well. We want to thank you for hold on just a minute, Baba. Want to thank you for the donations that you have been sending for the homeless. They are always in need. And I want to thank our third Saturday host, tongue twister. Our third Saturday host, Deborah, from the show Move Around with Deborah, which airs 12 noon until 2 p.m. Deborah gave us a donation for the homeless, in which we're going to get water and a few other things that they need, because they always need something, just like babies. They're always in need. Zelda, why do you do that? Because somebody did it for me when I was in need. So it's called karma. Pay it back. And if you want to go to our Instagram site to see the work we do, there it is right there, Instagram.com, HLN.project. I'm sorry, Instagram.com/HLN.homeless.project. And if you look on the screen, you'll see the information from the play we went to. I forgot what night it was, Friday night, I think it was. Rosetta Thorpe. There is a play at the North Light Theater called Marie and Rosetta Thorpe.
Excellent play. Very good.
Excellent play. You will laugh, you will cry, you do a lot of laughing.
Take a jacket in there with you because it's cold as I don't know what in that theater.
Yeah, they tend to keep theaters very cold. I never understand why.
It was very cold. We I hate to say it, but we had to leave early because we were sitting right under the
last 15 minutes.
The last 15 minutes, we just had to go. This is it right here. So be sure.
Bring your coat.
Bring your coat. Yes, go right ahead. That's 9501 Skokie Boulevard in Skokie, Illinois. And last but not least, our last word from our amazing, awesome, phenomenal elder, Baba Kwame Sunhorse. You've got the last word, Baba Kwame.
And I thank you, Naima, and I thank you, Zelda. And greetings, Tony. I hear you in the background. Get out the bleachers and sit beside your wife.
Thank you, Baba Kwame. Thank you.
Enough, Baba. Trust me, I'm always by her side. So it's good to get her every now and then. Do men things sometimes. You understand that, brother? I'm going to keep that in mind.
We're looking at, and I hope she pulls that down because they have an excellent PDF that gives all the information about the African youth. What we're looking at here on this Turtle Island is that every 7 seconds that this show has been on air right now, there's a child been born. There will be 12,394 children born in this state, 7,000 of people of color. We have to begin is how do we structure those ones coming onto the planet to be able to connect with those ones on the continent that are being born today also.
Yes.
Yeah. And so what this is, because this country already knows and the government knows and the world governments know that America, this system of America will be a minority by 2035 or 2040. Biden even said it, that it will be a minority. They will be a minority. How do we take that being the last and how do we coming back to being first? How do we utilize that power?
Okay.
Excellent observation. Thank you so very much. That is Elder Barbara Kwame Sunhorse from Georgia. What will we do without you? Don't answer that. We don't need to know that. We are very grateful that you are here. And my hubby has the last word. You will be joining us soon?
Well, soon.
He'll be joining us soon. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you.
Him on the Higher Learning Network TV show.
Yeah. He's a producer on Men on Higher Learning, but I got to get him to slow down a little bit.
TV anymore.
He's an independent producer and a videographer and a great chef. Yes.
All right. Fantastic.
You do not work for me. You work for the Higher Learning Network. We not accepting it. Thank you so much. Stay on purpose. Stay in power. Stay tuned for tomorrow morning. Jody Susan. Let's move around. Let's move around. That's Deborah. Lord have mercy. I forgot.
Self-help here.
Self-care. Grand Rising, my sister. Thank you so much for hanging in there with us. She said someone is spraying something, making everyone's eyes itch. It's not allergies, it's criminal air. If you watched the Giada's show last night, you heard you saw the guy Doug on there talking about exactly this. So be sure and listen to last night's show because it was very informative. That would be facebook.com Soul Purpose Healing and on blogtalkradio.com, The Female Solution. So be sure and check it out. We want to thank you for being here with us today. We will see you back here tomorrow, and we will do it all over again. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned as I leave you with the highlights from the Female Solution. It is here somewhere, Naima. There it is. And we'll see you tomorrow. Shalom.
The Female Solution Global Radio TV Show invites you to an invigorating conversation with our team of hosts Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. Start your week with Monday Morning Mindfulness with Zelda Speaks. Tuesdays, Self-Care with Jody Susan. Wednesdays, Repairing Broken Families with Naima Latif and co-host Kareem Hamid. Thursdays, Soulful Solutions with Dr. Debbie Green. And Fridays, Health and Wellbeing with Beata. Saturdays, tune in 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central Time. First Saturday, Success Strategies with Jana. Second Saturday, Wendy Williams Esquire on relationships. Third Saturday, Move Around with Deborah. And fourth Saturday, Wisdom with Mama D. Join us Sundays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time for Soul Purpose Healing with Beata. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to the host and be a part of the solution.
Love you on Windy City Live. Yes, we do. Tell us, how did all this happen? How did this come about?
Well, I play me. I play Val Warner in Chirac, which is really cool. So when people see this movie, they are literally seeing Val, and I am a reporter in the movie.
We talk about the violence, but what can we do personally?
I think we got to be engaged, and I think engaged in a number of things. In our block, in our home, in our neighborhood, we got to be engaged. We got to fight the issues. We got to fight a government that is abandoned, whole communities on the south and the west side. We got to fight a governor who's cut out every youth employment program, who's cut out violence prevention programs, who's abandoned our communities and the poor and the vulnerable. And I think we got to reach out to our brothers on the street and love them and respect them and help them, not just demonize them.
I'll just say like this. First of all, give you the history of coming to Chicago and telling my jokes as a young cat. I'm 37 now. I started about almost 15 years ago. Elroy taking me under his wing, let me do some jokes here and there for the radio stations and all that kind of stuff.
I learned that no matter what you do and how much of a genuine heart you have, and if you're coming from a good place, people are going to criticize if they don't agree with what you're doing.
Yo, what's up? It's your man Tony Schofield from 106.3 Chicago's R&B, and you are watching Men on Higher Learning. Now, I used to hang around with some men that was into some higher learning. It just wasn't that kind of higher learning, but I got myself together now, okay?
What is it that you do in your quiet time, in your meditation time, that allows you to bring us the films that you do?
I sit courtside in Madison Square Garden, world's most famous arena.
And you're watching ZTV on the Higher Learning Network. Put your hand up.
Hey there, talented teens. Are you ready to showcase your skills and potentially win cash prizes and scholarships? We're excited to announce our global virtual teen talent contest, where you can enter by submitting a 1-minute video of your unique talent. Here's how to participate. 1. Record a 1-minute video of yourself performing your talent. 2. Share the video on TikTok. Include the hashtag Global Virtual Teen Talent Contest. 3. Tag 3 friends who also have amazing talents. Submit your video by the deadline. We can't wait to see all of the amazing talents that you have to offer. Remember to be creative and have fun with it. The top talents will be selected by a panel of judges and will be announced shortly after. So don't wait, start filming, and good luck.
And that's the Global Virtual Teen Talent Contest. You know some teens between 13 and 19. They can join the contest, win cash prizes and scholarships. And they can also join the Global Virtual Teen Talent Podcasting class coming soon to a theater near you. So be sure and share this information. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing.
Are you stressed out? Are you ready to learn some quick techniques on how to de-stress immediately? Then book your free 30-minute consultation with Zelda Speaks, the Mindfulness Stress Relief Coach, at higherlearningnetwork.org. Thanks for sharing. Are you stressed out? Are you ready to learn some quick techniques on how to de-stress immediately? Then book your free 30-minute consultation with Zelda Speaks, the Mindfulness Stress Relief Coach, at higherlearningnetwork.org. Thanks for sharing.